Okay, so valence electrons. In chemistry, a valence electron is an electron that's associated with an atom, and it can be, and it can participate in the formation of chemical bonds. Okay, so these are the outermost electrons, and if you look at your periodic table, it's very easy to tell how many valence electrons there are without having to do any sort of calculations. So above the periodic table here, you have the numbers 1 through 18. And those numbers kind of correspond to the number of valence electrons that you have. But there is one trick. So helium doesn't really go along with that. Helium has 2 valence electrons, which you would have learned in the past lesson. So the fact that helium only has 2 electrons, okay, can't have 18 in its outermost. Now, in the next 2 rows, okay, the max that can be in each row is 8. So how I remember how many valence electrons there are is I would just go up. So if I was going from oxygen, I would go up. I would see that it is in column 16, and I would just take that 1 off of it. So the oxygen atom has 6 valence electrons, or 6 outer electrons. Then once I start getting down farther, so into the full rows, then that's when I go up into the column, that's the actual number. Okay, so for example here, arsenic, if I go up an arsenic's in column 15, that means it has 15 valence electrons. So again, the first row doesn't really count because we should know helium only can have 2 and hydrogen can only have 1. But then in the next 2, you have to take that 10 off, okay? So only for this portion here, and then the next ones are just straight up in the column, okay? So that's how I can use my periodic table. Again, this isn't arranged like haphazardly, right? We know that there's a reason for it, and that's the reason.